Hello, Pflugervillians. This is Sherry Hindmarsh with Remax Capital City, and today we are here talking to a lender because we want to find out the 5 things to keep in mind when you're considering buying a home. Now, Doug Brown is a lender that I have worked with for, 15 years,
Yes,
I believe.
since we were both in middle school.
And Doug, tell us a little bit about who are you with? Middle school. Tell them who you're with and
Sure,
kind of a little
sure.
bit about your company.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, my name is Doug Brown. I'm a licensed loan officer, and I've been here in the Austin area for the last almost 20 years, and worked with Sherry for 15 plus years. And I'm with Security National Mortgage. We're a residential lender and can lend on anything from a fourplex down to single family residence. Things that are important, I think, one is having an agent that knows what they're doing.
So the number one of 5 things to keep in mind
Yes.
is get with an experienced realtor that has relationships with lenders, whoever it is, whoever your realtor is. Make sure they have established relationships with their lenders. Being able to work together during the process is key, and communication throughout the process is so important. And then second, I think one of the most important things for me as an agent is to get the clients pre-approved.
Yes. Nowadays, you really have to have a pre-approval letter. And you want one. You want to be able to know what your approximate payment range is, what your threshold is. A lot of people are so consumed by, hey, what's my interest rate? But there's so much more than that. I mean, we can look at doing a first and second lien and maybe not have mortgage insurance, or we can look at lender paid mortgage insurance. There's so many options.
Okay, so you don't necessarily have to have a huge down payment, right? There are certain programs that maybe you have a less down payment.
Yeah, there's several programs depending on what kind of program you're looking. I mean, VA is awesome. I mean, you have to have been a veteran or a spouse of a veteran, but USDA is in the outer skirts of all the major towns. You have USDA, which is the United States Department of Agriculture, which has a great zero down program with a limited mortgage insurance.
And that area is always changing. Most of Pflugerville used to be in it. Now I don't. There's
Some.
one little sliver I think that is in Pflugerville that is eligible. Nothing else is. There's a little bit more in Hutto, but again, that area is shrinking. But it's not necessarily a huge down payment. You just have to get with a lender.
Yeah, and we have
work that
FHA
out.
that's available anywhere in Texas, and we have down payment assistance programs for that.
So different options. For
Lots
that.
of options.
And then the other thing is the credit score, how big of a role that plays in it, and what they can do if it's not quite where they need it to be.
Sure. Well, it used to be that underwriters and lenders used common sense in underwriting and seeing if you're qualified for a program. Now it's been boiled down to where almost every deal requires a certain credit score. And the better your score is, possibly the better interest rate we can get you. One of the things I love, and one of the reasons I'm with Security National Mortgage, is we have software called Credit Analyzer is one, and What If Simulator is the other, where we can pull credit, or once we've pulled credit, I can run an unlimited number of what if scenarios. Like, hey, what if you paid this credit card down to 49% balance? What if you contacted this old medical collection from 13 months ago and offered to pay the $200? Would they completely remove it? That may jump your score right there 50 points.
Awesome. The last thing, point number 5, is interest rates. They can play a huge part in what your payment ends up being. And interest rates have risen a couple times this year, and they are expected to
Keep rising.
And that is going to affect the amount that you can qualify for. So what do you see interest rates doing?
Well, they have been creeping up ever since the election. So the Fed controls short-term rates. The money you can borrow, the banks can borrow overnight at the Fed window. Doesn't necessarily mean mortgage rates, but they tend to track. So as the Fed raises the short-term rates, it is going to have a ripple effect on the mortgage. But other things that are as important or more are your mortgage-backed securities and your bonds. Right now, things have been really hot for the last 9 months. So rates have climbed quickly, and the Fed now thinks that they can raise short-term rates without slowing the economy down too much to a halt. So we're going to see a little more Fed, probably, I'd say one more hike this year. I wouldn't say two, but I do have a degree in economics and a minor in finance, but I don't tend to know the market these days. So long-term short, I mean, I think we may see rates go a little bit higher. I don't think we're going to see them hit 6 or anything, but
No.
they are bumping up against 5.
But every little bump reduces the buyer's buying power a little.
Yes.
And so if you're, at some threshold, and you might want to not wait, is what we're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it'll definitely, if you find that house now you love, I mean, the appreciation on properties going up, rates are slowly climbing, so contact Sherry or myself. I have software that I can give you analysis of what, if you wait 6 months, it's going to cost you. If you wait a year, it's going to cost
Right.
you.
We've done that for
and
clients
stuff,
before
so
through the
it's-
years. Okay, well, Doug, thanks so much for sharing that with us. And that's What Up Wednesday, Pflugervillians.
All right.